Have you ever wondered how we could build structures on the moon or Mars? Picture this: robots, operating with the precision of a Swiss clock, silently assembling habitats, research facilities, even entire colonies on the barren landscapes of our celestial neighbors. This is not a scene from a science fiction novel, but the very real prospect of extraterrestrial construction through artificial intelligence and three-dimensional printing. In the not-so-distant past, the idea of humans living on other planets was nothing more than a dream. Now, with the rapid advancement of technology, it's a dream we're on the verge of realizing. But what's the catch? Well, building in space is not as simple as it sounds. The challenges of human-based construction in space are numerous. From the harsh environmental conditions to the sheer cost of transporting materials and manpower, these challenges are not easy to overcome. However, technology, as it often does, provides a potentially revolutionary solution. Artificial intelligence and three-dimensional printing have emerged as front-runners in the quest to make extraterrestrial construction possible. Just imagine, instead of sending teams of astronauts and tons of building materials, we could send AI-powered robots equipped with three-dimensional printers. These robots could use materials available on the moon or Mars to construct the necessary structures. This technology has the potential to completely transform our approach to space exploration. It could make the dream of colonizing other planets a reality, not just for astronauts, but for anyone with the desire to venture beyond our home planet. But how does this technology work? How does a robot replicate its own parts or even an entire three-dimensional printer? And why is this technology a potentially lucrative investment opportunity? So how exactly does this technology work? Let's dive in. Picture this: robots, not humans, building our future homes on the moon or Mars. At the heart of this vision is artificial intelligence. AI, an ever-evolving field, controls these robots, equipping them with the ability to learn, adapt, and make decisions. This capability is essential when dealing with unpredictable environments like those found on the moon or Mars. With AI, robots can navigate these terrains, solve problems, and even perform complex construction tasks. But how do they physically build these structures? Enter the world of three-dimensional printing. This technology allows us to create three-dimensional objects from a digital file. It's like a futuristic version of building with blocks, layer by layer. In the context of extraterrestrial construction, 3D printing enables the creation of robot parts and even entire structures. Imagine a robot on Mars that damages a component. Instead of waiting for a replacement part to be sent from Earth, a process that could take months, the robot could simply print a new part itself. This is where the concept of self-replicating robots comes into play. These robots, equipped with AI and 3D printing capabilities, could theoretically reproduce their parts when necessary. It's a fascinating concept that mirrors what we humans do. Just as our bodies repair and regenerate, these robots could do the same, creating new parts to replace the old or damaged ones, but it doesn't stop there. In theory, these robots could even replicate entire 3D printers or other robots. This would be an incredible leap forward, allowing us to multiply our extraterrestrial construction capabilities exponentially. Think about the implications. A single robot could land on Mars, start building structures, and as it needs help or replacements, it could create more robots. Over time, we could have a whole team of robots all working autonomously, building and expanding our extraterrestrial outposts. It's a future that may be closer than we think, and it's one that's being made possible by the combined powers of artificial intelligence, 3D printing, and robotics. Just as humans reproduce and create more humans, these robots could reproduce their parts and create more robots. This may sound like science fiction, but it's closer to reality than you think. When we think about replication, our minds naturally drift to the most fundamental form of it we know: human reproduction. It's a marvel of nature, where two cells combine to form a complex, intelligent being. But let's shift gears and take a look at our mechanical counterparts, robots. Their form of replication is through 3D printing, a process that's becoming more and more refined as we speak. Picture a robot on the moon or Mars equipped with a 3D printer capable of printing out its own parts, or even an entire new robot. It's a concept that's not only fascinating but also holds immense potential for space exploration and colonization. Now you might ask, why would we want self-replicating robots? The answer is simple: efficiency and survival. Space is a harsh and unpredictable environment. Having robots that can replicate themselves means we can maintain, repair, or even increase the robotic workforce without needing to launch new robots from Earth. This would save us a great deal of time, resources, and energy, But it doesn't stop there. These robots could potentially replicate entire 3D printers. Imagine a scenario where a single robot lands on Mars, and after some time, we have a fully functioning robotic colony, capable of building structures and conducting research. This would be a giant leap towards making the dream of extraterrestrial colonization a reality. But let's not forget, these robots wouldn't just be mindless drones, they would be powered by artificial intelligence, capable of making decisions, learning from their environment, and adapting accordingly. They would be, in essence, a new form of life, created by us. But even with these exciting prospects, there are challenges and ethical questions to consider. How do we control this replication? What happens if a robot malfunctions or becomes harmful? These are questions we'll need to tackle as we venture further into this brave new world of self-replicating robots. Now you might be wondering, where would we get the materials for this 3D printing and replication? The answer lies beneath our feet, or in this case, the feet of a robot on the Moon or Mars. The extraterrestrial world is a treasure trove of resources waiting to be tapped. One of the most intriguing possibilities is the use of lunar or Martian rock as a medium for 3D printing. Just imagine a rover trundles across the lunar surface, collecting moon dust as it goes. This dust, known as regolith, is abundant on the Moon and Mars. It's a fine powder, similar to sand or silt on Earth, but with a key difference. Regolith is composed of tiny fragments of basalt, a rock that forms from rapidly cooled lava. This makes it a prime candidate for 3D printing. But how does this translate into 3D printed objects? Well, this is where lasers come into play. In a process known as selective laser sintering, a high-power laser fuses small particles of the regolith into a solid mass. Picture it like building a sandcastle, but instead of water, you're using laser light to bind the grains together. Layer by layer, the laser traces the design, fusing the regolith until the object is complete. This could be anything from a simple tool to a complex machine part or even the walls of a lunar habitat. It's an elegant solution for a number of reasons. Firstly, it negates the need to transport materials from Earth, a process that is both costly and logistically challenging. Secondly, it's a sustainable approach, using what's readily available on the lunar or Martian surface. And finally, it's adaptable. The machines designed to perform this task can be programmed to create a multitude of different objects, making them a versatile tool for extraterrestrial construction. So, the next time you look up at the Moon or Mars, remember that the raw materials for future space missions might already be there, just waiting to be used. In the future, we may not have to send materials from Earth for construction in space. But what does this mean for us here on Earth? Well, it's not just about building robots or structures on the Moon and Mars. It's about the potential to revolutionize industries right here on our home planet. The technologies we're discussing, artificial intelligence, three-dimensional printing, and robotics, have applications that go beyond the space sector. They could disrupt everything from manufacturing to healthcare and even the food industry. Now let's talk about the financial implications of these technologies. Investments in AI, 3D printing, and robotics have been on an upward trend for the past few years. As these technologies continue to mature and find new applications, this trend is only expected to accelerate. In terms of specific investment opportunities, there are numerous companies, both established and startups, that are leading the way in these fields. From tech giants investing heavily in AI research, to small startups developing innovative 3D printing techniques, there's a broad range of investment options. And it's not just about equity investments. There are also opportunities in venture capital, bonds, and even crowdfunding platforms that support tech innovation. Looking towards the future, the prospect of extraterrestrial construction opens up a whole new realm of investment opportunities. Companies that are able to leverage these technologies to build on the Moon or Mars could potentially reap significant financial rewards. Imagine being an early investor in a company that establishes the first self-sustaining colony on Mars, or the first company to mine precious resources from the Moon. Of course, as with any investment, there are risks involved. The technologies we've discussed today are still in their nascent stages, and the path to commercializing them is fraught with challenges. But that's the nature of investing. It's about taking calculated risks, with the hope of reaping significant rewards. As we take our first steps into this new frontier, the possibilities are endless. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI, 3D printing, and robotics, the potential for financial growth is equally limitless. So what does the future hold for building structures on the Moon or Mars? Let's recap the main points we've discussed so far. Utilizing artificial intelligence, three-dimensional printing, and robotics, we've envisioned an exciting future for space construction. The possibility of robots being able to self-replicate their own parts, entire 3D printers, and even other robots could revolutionize the way we approach space exploration and colonization. Imagine a world where robots, much like humans, can reproduce and replenish their own numbers. It's not too far-fetched. After all, every human being started as a single cell that replicated itself, again and again, to form a complex organism. Robots could follow a similar path, using 3D printing to create new parts as needed, ensuring their continued operation and even expansion. Now, picture these self-replicating robots using the materials readily available on the Moon or Mars to build structures. They could use lasers within the printing process to refine and shape these materials into the necessary components. This would significantly reduce the amount of materials we need to transport from Earth, making space travel more cost-effective and feasible. The implications of this technology are enormous. It could change the face of space exploration, making it possible to establish permanent human settlements on other planets. We could see a future where humans live and work on the Moon or Mars, supported by a network of self-replicating robots and 3D printed structures. There are also potential investment opportunities in this emerging field. Forward-thinking companies are already exploring these technologies, and savvy investors are taking note. The future of extraterrestrial construction could be a significant growth area in the coming years. As we look to the stars, we may be closer than ever to calling them home. The combination of artificial intelligence, 3D printing, and robotics could pave the way for a new era of space exploration and colonization. The future of extraterrestrial construction is a thrilling prospect, full of potential and promise. Who knows what incredible advancements lie just over the horizon? In the end, we're not just talking about building structures in space. We're talking about a future where artificial intelligence, three-dimensional printing, and robotics are intertwined. These technologies hold the potential to revolutionize the way we live and work, not only on Earth but also on celestial bodies like the Moon and Mars. Imagine robots capable of self-replication building entire structures using materials found locally on the Moon or Mars. They could even replicate entire three-dimensional printers or robots, much like how humans self-replicate. The science fiction of yesterday is becoming the reality of today, and let's not forget about the exciting investment opportunities this field offers. As these technologies mature, there's a chance for forward-thinking investors to be part of this technological revolution. As we've discussed, the possibilities are vast and the potential rewards astronomical. We're talking about building a future where humans and robots work together to reach the stars. Let's embrace this future, and let's reach for the stars together. Thank you for watching. You may not know that YouTube channels depend on the total accumulated time their videos are watched. Channels also highly depend upon the number of subscriptions received, so thank you for watching the entire video. To further help this channel, please click the subscription button below. If you enjoyed the video, you may also click the thumbs up button. Thanks again.